So, let's talk about hip hop. I was thinking today, like, it's almost 90, and it made me think, like, what's the summer jams you like? You know, I know it ain't summertime yet, but of course, there can be no argument that there will ever be a summer anthem better than the Fresh Prince got. Or which summer was the dopest, you know? What do you have in rotation right now? If there was a collab that you ever could have had or heard or whatever, what would it be? The musical battles on the gram, right? Out of your all time faves, DOA, who would you like to see? You know? And as far as my born date, I ain't gonna speak on uh, newer things that I don't like. I don't focus on that negative energy. I focus on what I do like. But if you had, like, say, an artist from like your teenage generation or whatever, who would you like them to have been able or to make a collab with today? Because what I want to see, like, I ain't even tuned into none of it. You know, the two classic DJs that went at it, I do love and appreciate their work. But as far as lyricists, that's something that I would tune into. And it's amazing that hip hop, give thanks to Professor Griff, hip hop means, come on, fill it in for me. Higher infinite power healing our people. Hip hop, that's what I miss, man. Like, even if a particular brand of hip hop ain't your thing, you know, what I miss is the lyrics that have meaning. That's why the younger set of artists that do put work in their pen game, those is the ones I appreciate the most, man. Like before I was ever, like mature and able to study bar structure, the way beats can mesh with a certain artist, before that, like the first things that attracted me to hip hop was the polar opposite of now. And I understand, like I'm not naive. Times change, and the art form has to change. However, I believe hip hop is in its purest, most powerful form when it's giving you something. You know, there's artists that through my early stages of being a fan, even to now, like maybe then I didn't even mess with them, but since that type of thing largely is devoid today, like that makes me kind of appreciate it a little bit more, you know. Or even like regional competitions, because at the heart of hip hop, before, you know, the crazy shit, one of the beautiful things about hip hop was the competition, you know? So we got the lyrics suffering and the competition due to evolution. It's still competition, but it's on a different level. And I'd like to see wide variations of those artists that put work in their pen game. So, like when I was a teenager, um, just because I was a real fan for a certain person, and that didn't allow me to listen to Nas, you know. And when you look at your life as an art, I'm able to see back with that laser focus. And it ain't about me picking favorites or this person is better or that, but I believe that Nas is the coldest lyricist to pick up a pen, man. His bar structure is so complex. And it's never like low level, low frequency. It's always like, even when he talking smack, some, beats and stuff, or some artists, they have one or the other. Either they have the beats or the bars. And with a legendary lyricist like Nasir, you can't his craftsmanship is so intricate that you can't. It's high level. Like even when you get in the beat, you gotta stay up mentally and focus to stay on that wave of what he's telling you. You know. And if I pick one person that's here and one person that's not, Nas and Big would be a great dude, you know, with Big's ability to paint pictures with stories, especially like layered, structured stories that take you through something like the song on where he was hiding in the closet at some chick's house, you know, that one, that part. That'd be awesome. But it's feeling like something done hit my pockets when it comes to my two most favorite recent artists, man. Because I can't get no more dopamine from them. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, for people who don't know who the Jacker is, man, Google him. I know, like, because hip hop can tend to be so regional. If you find out who he is, this is the lovely thing. I hope you never heard of him. Tune into his catalog, man. Redonkulous. Bars. Street knowledge. Wisdom on the faith. Along with just being one of the coolest people I ever met, man. He had the ability to speak about his own experiences and transport you there, you know? But he was so versatile that, like, to me, man, like, the track he had to make, you know, which is something he didn't do for, you know, like, to hit the charts on the mainstream, man. That was such a flawless radio hit that if it wasn't so cliquish and cabal controlled, man, it ain't too many cats that done did that, man. Like cats that are strictly street out the trunk. And he made a club banger on his worldwide debut that to this day is just so fluid, man. You know what I thought? But this is what happens when you age and you gain a little bit of wisdom, man. When my favorite rapper wasn't rapping no more, right? And 20 years after he wasn't rapping no more, he was still dropping music. And I think, like, because I was such a tenderoni like that Bobby Brown song, I thought everybody had that work ethic, man. And I thought that if him not being able to rap no more, and that if that happened to other artists down the line, that they would have catalogs. But hindsight is 2020. Like, it ain't too many that have that work ethic to just 10, 15, 20 years later still have a huge catalog and been dropped a lot of stuff. And the Jacka is similar in that way. That when he stopped rapping, he still got quality stuff. But that's the thing that sucks. Because even if you looking at all the positive and everything, that's all you really want from an artist, you know? For it don't matter however much time they on the board. You just want quality, man. Like even SNOOP, man, like he one of the very few. I'm not even gonna try to rack my brain because it'll really be an exercise to try to figure out another artist who has even been close to that longevity, who's been relevant the whole time, you know? So I think the Dogfather is the exception to the rule. His talent is so boundless and extends in so many areas with his creativity, you know, that I believe he could be a senior citizen and he's still gonna be able to put something down that's still transformational, dude. I don't care if he's singing, doing beats, rapping, on TV, cooking, just whatever, you know. So this is what I want to do as a project. I know that I have this many viewers right now, but just so I can get hip, you know, because I want to do some interviews. What are some artists that you like? And I don't want to hear the same every three names that everybody else talks about. The artists that you like, that when you talk to your homeboys or you talk to your homegirls, that they be like, oh, who is that? What is that shit? You know? That's what I want to hear. Because, man, throughout my life, other than my favorite rapper and all the other rappers that were in his circle, in his sphere, there wasn't no other rappers that I was messing with that was on a mainstream level, you know? Because it was apparent then that the mainstream, it just don't cut it. If you an underground star, and if you a mainstream star, the only way that you can be on that, you know, is if you cross those two, you know, seamlessly. And that just don't exist no more, man. It just don't. Especially, like, it's so controlled by the wrong people that it take people so long to break through when they come from out the trunk that by the time they do blow, it's like, man, you got these cats dancing around in bubblegum and tennis shoes, kicking nothing that increases your mind. But they everywhere. But I do not hate. I want them to get their bread, and I want them to sell a lot of records. Because what I do know from experience is there are artists that I listened to when I was a young knucklehead that I didn't keep the patience for because their content was just too low level. That as I aged, man, they went from an artist that I maybe listened to a couple of their songs, couldn't listen to an album all the way through, to, damn. So hit me with those, man. Hit me with those. Because I'm definitely not that veteran generation above that tune their ears out to the young boys, you know? I just wish they could come with something to hit me, man. Hit me here, and in my spirit, man. I miss that kind of hip hop. And I don't want to have to listen to all the cats from my generation. You know, because the golden era of hip hop is what I grew up on, man. Hip hop does something for my spirit, man. That's why I used to perform it and put so much energy into my music. I really believe what Griff teaches, higher infinite power healing our people. I feel like for the black community first and for the rest of the world after, hip hop still has that healing power.